Hey, yo, what up? It's your boy. Now listen, if you are suffering from a little bit of hair loss, if you're suffering from a little bit of thinning, that hairline just trying to run away from your eyebrows as fast as possible, I've got some good news for you. Because I feel there's this pretty mean stigma about people who are thinning, balding, however you want to call it, just a slight loss of hair. And I feel it's something that a lot of people especially try to hide, like it's something that is shameful. And for one, I would just like to say personally, there is nothing wrong with that kind of stuff. Most of the time, it's not something that you can choose. It's mostly genetic, so fuck it. I mean, for one, like, you know, I had a really big scare when I was little or when I was younger because my grandfather went bald at the age of 27. So every day during my teenage years, I was waiting for the day that my hair would start to depreciate. Luckily, it hasn't, thank God. But not everything is bad with the world just because you don't have a little bit of hair on your head. And Japan, or at least one restaurant in Japan, has decided, you know what? I am sick of this stupid ass stigma. I'm sick of balding people hiding away in shame. I'm gonna give them something that they will freaking love. So I found this article the other day of this particular restaurant in Osaka, which essentially gives you a percentage of coupon, a percentage of your money back, depending on what percentage of your head is balding. It is called Hagewari, or balding coupon. For the most part, you can get up to 10% off on everything in the store, depending on how bald you are, which is definitely a Japan first, if not a world first endeavor, and I highly respect that. But you might be thinking, well, Joey, how does this shit work? Do I, if I'm just like an absolute skinhead and I just walk into the store, then do I get 10% off everything? Not exactly. You see, this place in Osaka called Ore no Deban is kind of an old school izakaya, and it says here, as you can see on this poster right here, you can get up to 10% off depending on how bald you are, but there is a catch, and the catch is written right here on this bottom text on this poster. It basically says that it's rude for me as the owner of the restaurant to come up to you and go, wow, you're a balding motherfucker, aren't you? Here's 10% off. Rather than me coming up to you and throwing a stereotype at you, you must come to me and basically have a self-declaration of the fact that you are bold and proud, which for one is a great way to damage control, because the last thing you want to do is you know, just go to a restaurant, try and have a fun time, just, you know, drinking and eating some good food, and for the owner to come up to you and go, hey yo, bald motherfucker, what's up? Here's 10% off. So the question is, why? Why did the owner of this particular restaurant decide to incorporate such a radical and strange and hilarious idea? Well, he says here in this article's interview, he said, you know, my father and my grandfather and all the men in my family are bald as bats, which probably means that I myself will end up being just like them, bald as a bat. So the fact that I also have a lot of sympathy for balding people, as I'm probably going to be one for myself, there is no harm or foul in being nice to people that I am eventually going to become as well. So if you're watching this video right now, whether you live in Japan or you're going to be eventually coming to Japan, perhaps going to visit Osaka, because let me tell you, Osaka is an absolutely glorious place full of amazing food, and you want to go over to this place to get 10% off just with your receding hairline, then listen up, because there are a couple of things that you need to do. For one, it says here, you can't just walk in immediately and get a percentage off. If anything, you have to, again, have a self-declaration, and then the owner, after seeing your receding hairline, will give you what is called a balding card. Can't make this shit up, man. And after he gives you the balding card with the percentage off, anywhere between 1 to 10%, you will take a picture with the balding card and put it up high and proudly on the wall of the restaurant. Now, there have been questions thrown around being like, okay, so what kind of sadistic motherfucker would ever opt into this kind of, I guess, you know, public torture, public embarrassment? Well, it turns out apparently just within the first month of incorporating this new system, already around 12 people, 12 strong, brave, balding men have decided to opt in to this system and have probably saved a lot of money in the process. For example, this lovely gentleman right here has got himself a 10% off card. Now you might be thinking, well, he's not thinning that badly, you know. In fact, there have been cases where there was a completely bald guy who only got a 1% off. So how is it determined? Like, it's not just the matter or the lack of the hair on your head, like there must be some kind of catch, right? Well, according to this article, the catch and the deciding factor of how much of a percentage you get off is purely based on the owner's decision. The owner looks at you and goes, yeah, I like you, and you're balding. 8%. Another gentleman right here who has gotten himself a 3% off card. And you know what? To be honest, I'm happy for these guys. If anything, you know, they have been thrown into what many perceive to be an unfortunate situation of a receding hairline, even though at the end of the day, there's literally nothing wrong with being bald. I've always said to myself, again, because I had that scare earlier on in my childhood of I'm potentially going to be bald by the time I hit my current age of 28, I just opted to being like, you know what? If I start to see my hairline receding, I'm gonna just go straight bald, dude. Like, I think it's better to just be completely bald than to have like an awkward hairline or anything like that. And so I'm really, I guess, like happy for these guys that, you know, they get to actually get something good out of, again, what is perceived to be nothing but a negative, you know, life path. And, you know, the fact that even 3% off of like a good meal in Japan can save you a lot of money in the long run. And for one, it is also a really, really good method for the owner as well, because it says here in this article, the actual store, Oreno Demain, or the restaurant, suffered greatly during the coronavirus and actually had to even close their doors for a long period of time because they were just financially getting fucked. And so by throwing in this little generosity, and for the most part, a really, really cool publicity stunt, you know, just to attract a lot of middle-aged Japanese men to be like, yo, you're thinning, dude? Fucking come to my store, dude. You'll even get a percentage off. I think it's a great marketing choice and just a great way to, I guess, stand out amongst the massively deep cesspool of restaurants, especially in a very food-centric city like Osaka. And if you know anything about Osaka or the west of Japan, you know that this is the most Osaka move ever. Like, the fact that Osaka is just built different in terms of like how they interact with their customers and how they interact with, I guess, strangers. While you're in Tokyo, you're a little bit more kind of kept to yourself, don't want to offend anybody, you know, just trying to like just get on with your life without, you know, inconveniencing or involving too many strangers. Whereas Osaka and a lot of Western Japan is almost the complete opposite. They're so much more open to talking to strangers, so much more friendlier, and so much more open to just bantering, like in a lot of Western countries. And I think that's an aspect that a lot of Japanese people and a lot of foreigners, especially who come to Japan, really love about Osaka. I've always said Osaka is very much an underrated city. And again, I would highly recommend you going regardless of if you're thinning or not, because the food is so good. But for you guys watching this video who are a little bit receding in the hairline department, there you go. Go to Oreno Demain and get yourself a fucking coupon code for your receding hairline. It's actually hilarious and so cool. So yeah, I will leave the link to the store location if you are interested and you're living in Japan, or again, you plan to go to Japan, down in the description below. So hit that up and see if you can get yourself a coupon code. Who knows? At this point of me making the video, all the people who have got themselves a balding coupon code are probably all Japanese. You never know. Who's going to be the first foreigner to get themselves an official thinning card at this restaurant? We'll see what happens. But I wish all the best for the owner of this restaurant. Good on you. You did a hilarious, amazing thing, and I hope it's super, super successful for you. But yeah, that was just a little fun story I wanted to share about that. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smack my face right there to subscribe to the channel. Let's keep making big channel number go bigger. And over here next to my head, there's a couple more videos you can check out if you enjoyed this one. Links to all my social media and stuff like that is down in the description. And if you have any stories and news articles that you want me to cover on this channel, then let me know in the comments or hit me up on my social media. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thinning people, rise up, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.